It was a cold, tumultuous night when I arrived at the ancient lighthouse perched on a barren cliff. Tasked with a solitary maintenance shift far from any town, I found myself alone with the relentless roar of the storm and the ceaseless crash of angry waves against jagged rocks. Inside, the narrow spiral staircase groaned under each step, and the air was thick with the smell of salt and rust. As midnight drew near, the beacon, normally a comforting, steady light, began to pulse erratically, casting flickering, disjointed shadows along the damp walls. In the cramped lamp room, I caught my reflection in a cracked pane of glass and watched in horror as it twisted into a visage of anguish, eyes hollow and face contorted with despair. A soft, sorrowful whisper carried through the darkness, uttering my name in a voice that sent shivers down my spine. With every irregular beat of the light, ghostly figures seemed to materialize along the walls, fleeting images of drowned sailors and lost souls, their faces etched with eternal torment. The very air grew heavier, as if the lighthouse were absorbing decades of sorrow and regret. Then, as I climbed toward the top, the beacon shuddered violently. I felt a cold, insubstantial hand brush against my shoulder, and I spun around desperately, only to be met with nothing but the howling wind and crashing surf. Panicking, I rushed to the control panel, only to find the mechanisms unresponsive, gripped by an unseen force. In a final searing moment, the light exploded into a blinding, blood-tinged flash. I screamed, a sound warped and echoing, and was swallowed by overwhelming darkness. When I awoke on the cold, wet floor, the beacon was silent, and the storm had eased to a distant murmur. I could not tell if I had merely endured a waking nightmare, or if I had witnessed the true horror concealed within the lighthouse. Now, every night, as the wind begins to howl, I hear that mournful whisper calling me back toward the abyss, a reminder that some lighthouses are not beacons of hope, but prisons for the damned.